Do you like funny shows? Have you ever thought about how funny shows became what they are? Today, there are lots of amazing funny people behind the success of this type of show. Usually, the first name people think of is the famous Charlie Chaplin, but no, list would be complete without William Frawley. Frawley is best known as the grumpy Fred Mertz from the classic TV show I Love Lucy. His funny timing and cranky but lovable personality of his character on the show made him a fan favorite. His teamwork with Vivian Vance, who played his TV wife Ethel, created some of the most unforgettable moments in TV history. However, the two of them didn't get along well off the set of the series, and things got really tense between them. They had lots of fights, but they kept acting like professionals. Their acting was so good that even after William Frawley died all these years, his acting as Fred Mertz continues to touch audiences of all ages. But something happened when headied, and it shocked the whole entertainment world. What was it? Watch this video to find out. William Clement Frawley was born on January 26, 1887 in the nice town of Burlington, Iowa, to Michael and Mary Frawley, growing up in a loving family with 4 brothers and sisters, including his brother, Paul. William learned to be funny and clever. His parents had no idea their second son would grow up to become a loved actor, bringing joy to millions. One of his parents didn't even want him to do it. Who was it? William went to Burlington High School, but he wasn't a very good student. His real talents were in his creativity and charm, and so he took something different from school knowledge. From school, William fell in love with music and theater. In school, he learned that he not only had the talent for both but had been practicing since he could talk. All those times of being a kid with quick wit and humor, and often singing in the choir at St. Paul's Catholic Church, were now helping him. He started being in local talent shows and amateur shows, and even got small parts in local theater shows at the Burlington Opera House. Besides his childhood at school, Frawley's talents made him a loved person. He was a natural entertainer, often amazing his classmates with jokes, stories, and funny voices. His charm and personality even got him known as a class clown, a name he wore with pride. His naughty behavior sometimes got him into trouble, but his charm and personality always helped him talk his way out. See why he was ready for the stage. He had gotten so much practice from his childhood in school, and it looked like he was born to entertain people. Sadly, not everyone thought so. His mother, a very religious woman, told him not to follow the path of an entertainer. Did William listen to her and stop? No. He kept taking people's breath away as he entertained the people in his town. William finished high school and didn't right away chase his dream of being on the stage. He wanted to make his mother happy, so he worked different jobs. He found a job as a note taker, where he worked in an office of the Union Pacific Railroad in Omaha, Nebraska. Frawley also worked as a court note taker in Chicago and sold insurance. Still, the calling of the theater still called out to him. It was the life of an entertainer or nothing else. He only felt happy when he entertained people, so he brought back his dream to perform and worked on a funny musical show despite his mother not liking it. He even risked making her even madder. William started a stage act with his younger brother Paul in 1889, and the two seemed ready to take on the entertainment world. Sadly, their mother stopped their team as Paul left, going back home to Iowa because their mother asked him to. Paul did go back to Iowa, but only for a while. He too wanted to be on the stage like his older brother William Frawley. This surprise leaving shocked William, but he quickly got back on his feet. He wrote a script called Fun Ina Stage Agency, which sold for over $500, encouraged by the money he made. William Frawley took another big chance and decided to move to Denver. There he met Franz Rath, a talented musician and music writer. Their chance meeting started a creative partnership that would shape their careers. William and Franz's partnership began with shows at a cafe where they entertained customers. With their beautiful duets, they created an act, a man, a piano, and a nut, and their chemistry was undeniable as their musical partnership grew. William and Franz began performing at different places, including stage shows and theaters. Their mix of humor and music quickly became popular, earning them loyal fans. Their stage shows moved them from Denver to San Francisco, where Franz Rath's music continued to go perfectly with William's charming stage presence. One of their well-known songs, My Wild Irish Rose, showed their talent for making catchy and memorable songs. Another of William's more famous songs was My Melancholy Baby in 1912, which Ella Fitzgerald, Barbra Streisand, and other several famous singers recorded later on. William's career kept growing, and in 1914 he married Edna Louise Blow, who was also a stage performer. The two made an act, Frawley and Louise, and they performed it wherever they traveled. To critics, said their act was light comedy with singing, dancing, and talking. Sadly, their marriage wasn't at all smooth like their act. William was always looking to grow as an entertainer, so he tried to expand his horizons. In 1916, and acted in about 5 silent movies. However, he decided that he liked the stage better at the time. This decision to return to the screens would be the best decision of William's career, but we'll get to that later. Frawley was married but not to his wife. The talented actor had a love affair with the stage, and in 1921, he and his wife split up. Frawley was known to have a bad temper and drinking problem. Could this have caused their separation and later divorce? Frawley kept performing, and then decided to join his younger brother, Paul, who was now a Broadway performer in New York City. The talented young actor, from Iowa, took Broadway by storm with his charming shows. His first show was Mary Mary in 1925. But there was nothing happy about Frawley's behavior. He had a reputation for being argumentative and hard to work with. It didn't help that Frawley was also addicted to alcohol. His drinking problem made his mood terrible, and it started to hurt his work in 1928 on the Broadway show That's My Baby. Frawley lost control and punched actor Clifton Webb in the nose. The people who made the show fired him right away. But, with his talent, Frawley wasn't out of a job for long. He even grew as an actor. He showed his ability to do different things with his first serious role in 1932 in the original show of Ben Hecht and Charles MacArthur's 20th Century, where he played press agent Owen O'Malley. The actor kept working on different stages until 1933, when he finally decided to have a career in movies. He had small parts in some short funny films and was also featured in the musical Moonlight and Pretzels from Universal Studios. In 1933, Frawley was enjoying the movies and decided to move to Los Angeles, the home of Hollywood, where he signed a 7-year contract with Paramount Pictures. After being in a couple of films, Frawley acted in the musical comedy Strike Me Pink. His performance as a wisecracking sidekick showed his funny timing and singing talents, earning him recognition as a rising star. He followed this success with another musical comedy, Something to Sing About, released in 1937. This made his reputation as a versatile performer stronger, but despite these wins, Frawley faced challenges. He had trouble finding steady work and was often given only small roles. However, he kept going, using this time to improve his skills and try different types of shows. His hard work paid off with great performances in Double or Nothing in 1937 and Blossoms in the Dust in 1941. He had his problems, but Frawley's hard work and never giving up paid off, and it came out stronger and more determined than ever. He was ready to take on the challenges and opportunities of the 1940s and 1950s. However, as the argumentative actor would come to find out, no one wanted to give him parts because of his age. What was next for him? Would this be the end of his movie career? Frawley was called old at 65 years old and was said to be too heavy for leading parts. He still wouldn't give up and kept looking for the next opportunity. Frawley got news that Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball were choosing actors for an upcoming TV comedy show, I Love. Lucy Arnaz and Ball had started and ran a TV production company which they named Desilu Productions to sell I Love Lucido TV networks, although they would use Desilu Productions for other shows. Later on, Frawley was interested in I Love Lucy and tried out for the part of Fred Mertz, the argumentative and cheap landlord. It was a part that the actor could relate to. It was a part that he loved. This was it for him. If he failed to get this part, he could say goodbye to his career on the screen after History Out. Frawley didn't just wait to see if he would be called back. He called Lucille Ball and asked her if he would get the part. Ball was surprised. She didn't have any kind of friendship with Frawley. She didn't promise anything. But Frawley's dedication gave her a lot to think about. She went to meet Arnaz and the two decided Frawley was a good fit. Frawley didn't have many friends and was the real-life version of their character, so they decided to give the veteran actor a chance, but they were worried. Frawley had a reputation for being difficult to work with. Still, they wanted to hire him. Sadly, they faced a problem. CBS executives weren't as trusting. They believed Frawley's famous drinking and instability would cause production problems. Arnaz talked to Frawley about CBS concerns. He told Frawley that if Frawley got 3 strikes, the studio would fire him. Arnaz told Frawley that he shouldn't come late to work unless he was sick or had any other good reason. Arnaz told the man that if he messed up production the first time, he would be forgiven. If he did so the second time, he would be punished, and the third, he would be fired. However, Arnaz made sure that Frawley had a bit of freedom. He let Frawley include in his contract that he wouldn't have to work during the World Series if the Yankees were playing. This made him miss 2 episodes without getting into trouble. Surprisingly, Frawley behaved. The other choice he had, besides working on the set of I Love Lucy, was being forgotten. The actor loved his job far too much to choose to be forgotten. He was on his best behavior and kept his drinking to a minimum. At least on set, he worked hard to learn his lines. Before each episode, he would read the script with the other actors before memorizing his lines. Frawley worked closely with director Desi Arnaz to develop his character and was very important. In shaping the show's funny tone, his experience and skills earned him a place as a trusted helper on set. I Love Lucy started on October 15, 1951 on CBS, and was loved by fans right away. The characters fit their parts perfectly. Frawley was great as Fred. Mertz Vivian Vance played Ethel Mertz, Frawley's on-screen wife, and Lucille Ball was Lucy Ricardo as Fred. Mertz Frawley brought the character to life. High's character was the perfect annoyance to Lucille Ball's Lucy Ricardo, with his constant complaining and planning that gave a hilarious contrast to Lucy's silly acts on set. Frawley was known for his quick wit and sharp tongue, often making up lines and making his co-stars laugh. Lucille Ball especially was a frequent target of his good-natured teasing, and the two became close friends off-screen for Vance and Frawley. Things were very tense, they didn't like each other one bit. And that's putting it nicely. Frawley even said about Vance, "She's one of the finest girls to come out of Kansas. But I often wish she'd go back there." Why would Frawley say this? What happened between the two? So Vance hated playing the wife of William Frawley, who was 22 years older than her, and she complained loudly about it one day. Frawley supposedly overheard her complaining and got offended since then he hated her and never forgave her. The two argued behind the scenes, and the tension between them made the show better as it added a more realistic feeling to their characters' interactions. Their on-screen fights became more real still despite their personal differences. Frawley and Vance were true professionals, and their performances together were always excellent, contributing to the overall success of the show. Their acting was so believable that Fred Mertz became an iconic character in American TV. Frawley's performance as Fred Mertz earned him 5 Emmy nominations and a place in the hearts of audiences everywhere. It was one of the reasons he got a star at I-6322 Hollywood Boulevard on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in recognition of his contributions to the movie industry. On February 8, 1960, from the edges of being forgotten, the actor returned to fame. He was cast alongside Fred MacMurray in the comedy show My Three Sons, which was about a widower raising his 3 sons in the show. Frawley played Michael Francis, alive and grandfather and housekeeper. However, supposedly for Frawley, My Three Sons wasn't the same as I Love Lucy. He felt more comfortable when he was filming I Love Lucy than My Three Sons. My Three Sons used the out-of-order filming method, with the show's main star Fred MacMurray filmed all of his scenes for a total of 65 working days on the set. After his scenes, MacMurray left the set, and Frawley and the other actors worked without MacMurray for the rest of the year's filming schedule. This style didn't have that family environment that I Love Lucy had, despite Frawley having tense moments with a co-star. Despite the difference, Frawley got to work and did his best with his hard work. The actor's work kept being important, and this was so even when he died. The legendary comedian died on March 3, 1966 at the age of 79 in Hollywood, California. He died of a heart attack while walking on Hollywood Boulevard just 5 days after his birthday. Fans and those who loved Frawley in the entertainment industry and beyond were shocked by his death. His I Love Lucy co-star Lucille Ball felt hurt by his death and said, "I've lost one of my dearest friends. Show business has lost one of the greatest character actors of all time. Those of us who knew him loved him will miss him." Desi Arnaz, a friend and partner of William, took out a full-page ad in all the trade papers with the words, "Buenas noches, amigo," in tribute to his friend's death. Arnaz and MacMurray, who he worked with on My Three Sons, were even among the people who carried his coffin. This funeral, he was buried at the San Fernando Mission Cemetery in Mission Hills, Los Angeles. A strange thing happened during the funeral as his friends and family gathered to say their final goodbye. A surprise guest showed up, sending shockwaves through the crowd. Who was it? This person was a part of William's life for years and had been a source of pain and tension. Vivian Vance didn't like William Frawley, but she still let go of their differences. To go to his funeral, going to Frawley's funeral, was a sign of respect and closure for Vance despite their complicated history. She felt a deep sense of loss and regret for not having made up before his death. This touching moment has become a fascinating footnote in the history of I Love Lucy, highlighting the complex and sometimes sad nature of show business relationships after his death. Frawley's legacy lived on through his body of work, and he remains one of the most beloved and recognizable actors of his time. William's impact went beyond his own performances. His career paved the way for future generations of actors and inspired countless others with his passion and dedication to his craft. He was a seasoned stage performer known for his quick wit, sharp tongue, and love of alcohol from his early days on stage to his rise as a TV icon. William's story is a captivating tale of talent, hard work, and the spotlight shining bright. His talent and dedication earned him numerous awards and nominations. As the curtains closed on William's final performance, the bright lights of Broadway dimmed slightly. But this legacy continued to shine bright, inspiring new stars to rise and take their place in the spotlight.